Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to more 428 Shibuya Scramble. My name is Raven from the Sky, and let's do this. A gunshot rang out from Tatino's gun, but it was a wild shot fired reflexively as the weapon flew out of his hand. A figure had leapt from behind the water storage tank, kicking him in the arm that held the gun. Then, moving almost too fast for the eye to track, the newcomer delivered an elbow strike to Tatino's jaw. I bet you that's Kanan. Kano didn't even have the chance to fire his gun. Before he could react, Maria's kidnapper was already laid out on the ground. Without so much as looking back, the girl bolted down the stairs. "Maria!" Kano shouted. He started to chase after her, but a bright glimmer in the corner of his eye stopped him in his tracks. The strange assailant had drawn a knife. And was preparing to slit the unconscious Tatino's throat. Kano quickly brought his gun back to bear. "Stop right there." The knife stopped mere millimeters from Tatino's neck. Kano was sure that if he hadn't intervened, the detective's throat would have been slit already. The knife wielder pulled back the hood that had been concealing her face. "You! I know you," Kano said, shocked to see that he recognized the attacker. It was the girl who had been knocked down by the minivan explosion. "Why stop me?" she asked, her tone ice cold. "Weren't you just about to shoot him yourself?" "I don't have a reason to shoot him anymore." Okay. Not now that you've helped Maria escape. Please, put the knife away." "Very well. Looks like he's not waking up for a while anyway." The girl withdrew the knife and rose to her feet. "Why did you come to Maria's rescue?" "Because she is my friend," the girl said simply. "She's been infected with the virus," Kano said. "We have to get her to help as soon as possible." He headed for the stairs that Maria had scampered down. "Not so fast. Don't move." The girl's sharp tone made Kano stop. "What for?" he demanded. "I thought you wanted to help." "I do want to help her, which is why I'm not letting the police get their hands on her." The girl's voice was quiet but hard as steel. "The police are afraid of the UA virus spreading, which is why they'd certainly place Maria under quarantine. If that happens, there won't be any way to save her." "Just who in the world are you?" "Before I answer that, let's make a deal." Kano waited, non-committal. "I have information relevant to this case," the girl continued. "I want to make an exchange." Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. "An exchange for what?" "Tell me where Hitomi Osawa is." Hitomi Osawa? Stanley had taken Hitomi into custody. Kano could probably get in touch and ask him where he was, but why do you want to know where Hitomi is? Do we have a deal or not? The girl looked like she was in no mood to argue. Still, if she knew about the UA virus, she was probably telling the truth about having information. Oh man, this This is just getting juicier and juicier. But it was a violation of police policy to leak information on any investigation to a third party. Yep. Besides, was it wise to trust this young woman without knowing who she was? Kano weighed his options for a moment before replying, "Oh my God. No way. I can't share that info. First, I need to know who you are." God dang it, man. Oh my God. Here we go with the executive decisions. There's no way I can't share that info. I feel like something to get a bad ending. Looks like Kano should have shared the info he was withholding. I feel like that's what's gonna happen if I don't. First, I need to know who you are. So A or C? But I feel like she wouldn't. First, I need to know who you are. Let's see. Let's see if this works. My name is Kanan. Yes! This may have been the right choice. May have been. Kano thought back to the grisly scene at the foreign syndicate's hideout. Because it was like, no way I can't share that info. That may be true, but she's not gonna cooperate. Did she do that? Kano was almost afraid to wonder. As if sensing his unease, Kanan spoke up, her voice low and calm. Once you hear what I have to say, I think you'll be more inclined to tell me where Hitomi is. There was still a lingering trace of adolescence in this strange girl's face. It was hard to believe someone so young could be a covert Middle Eastern operative. And yet Kano had seen how quickly she'd been able to render Tatino unconscious. All right then, guess I'll go first, Kanan began. There's someone out there trying to get their hands on the antiviral drug. My objective is to eliminate this person and put a stop to their plan. Kano felt neither surprise nor horror at her use of the term eliminate. After all that had happened today, he realized his sensibilities had gone numb. This person you're after, you're talking about an arms dealer named Alphard, aren't you? Kanan nodded. The UA virus has been weaponized and tested several times on the battlefield to great effect, she said. The antiviral would render this weapon wholly ineffective. Countries the world over are dying to get their hands on it. Then why did Alphard orchestrate this kidnapping? If the goal is to get the antiviral, why not just steal it from the laboratory? There was a lot about this kidnapping case that still didn't add up. Kano was sure Alphard's plan was hidden in those baffling details. Lab security at Okashi Pharmaceutical is practically perfect. Oh yeah, we definitely made the right choice. Look how she's going back and forth with us. She's pretty much opening up. The place is under surveillance 24 hours a day, and getting to where the antiviral is stored requires bypassing 3 sophisticated electronic locks. Getting the antiviral out is impossible. Unexpectedly, a sly grin appeared on Kanan's face. If you were Alphard, how would you steal it, she asked. Huh? Kano was taken back by the sudden question. He thought good and hard about how to answer. There must be some way to get those locks open. Osawa heads up to the lab. Wouldn't he be able to get it out? If you can't sneak something out, maybe you can sneak something in. You wouldn't need to steal it. Just wait until the drug hits pharmacy shelves, right? No, I don't think. I guess you could be curious, with A. I think B. Dang, maybe C. I would go probably B or D. You would need to steal it. It would just wait till the drug hits pharmacy shelves. No, darn it. Accessing the storage facility requires the authors of both Kenji Osawa and Mamoru Tanaka. It's impossible even for one of them to gain entry alone. That's right, Stanley had mentioned the same thing. Lab security also performs a thorough body search of the building's exit. Actually, no, we'll see. I'll just go back. That may not lead to a bad ending. This assures that the employees can't sneak materials out on their way home from work. That level of security was perhaps understandable. Kano tried to think of other ways to gain access to the drug, but none came to him. 6 days ago, Alfred injected Hitomi Osawa with the UA virus. What? The tale had taken a sudden and a very unexpected turn. So it wasn't only Maria who had been infected, but Hitomi as well? And 6 days ago, all that... Wait, hold on. Hitomi Osawa was perfectly healthy earlier today. So that must mean... Exactly. Kenji Osawa administered the antiviral to her. An unsettling thought occurred to Kano. It was supposedly impossible for Osawa to access the antiviral all by himself. But if he'd been able to give it to his daughter all the same, then that had to mean he needed Mamoru Tanaka's help to do it, of course, Kanan said, which is why Alfred bribed Tanaka ahead of time. So that's what happened. Tanaka had been paid off to inject Hitomi with the virus. Getting Osawa to take action at that point wouldn't have been difficult. But why go to such lengths to get the antiviral administered to Hitomi? Why would Alfred have Hitomi infected with the virus only to then have her father cure it? It's been roughly a week since she was given the antiviral. The DDS is still in her body. The what? Essentially, taking blood from Hitomi Osawa now would allow someone to extract minuscule amounts of the antiviral. Kano was stunned. Suddenly, all these seemingly unrelated threads were beginning to form a pattern. So, since getting the antiviral itself out of the lab wasn't an option, Alfred must have thought of using a human vessel, he murmured. Which means the thing that Alfred's really after is... Kanan nodded. Yes, Hitomi's blood. She finished. Alfred specifically requested that Hitomi make the ransom handoff, Kanan said. Additionally, the crime syndicate was hired to carry out a relay with the attaché case containing the ransom money. This would disrupt the investigation and distract the police, allowing the kidnappers to target Hitomi in secret. That's why they kept handing that case off in a loop. Wait, no, hold on. There was something about this story that still made no sense to Kano. Tell me this, he said to Kanan. Why not just kidnap Hitomi in the first place? Why not use Tanaka for the vessel instead of Hitomi? Was there really no other way to get the antiviral? I'm gonna go with A. I'm gonna ask why not use Tanaka? Why not just kidnap Hitomi in the first place? That was the key question right there. Why kidnap Maria instead? If Alfred wanted Hitomi's blood, abducting her, not her sister, was the obvious move. Okay. Had the kidnappers mistaken Maria for Hitomi, surely they couldn't have been so foolish to abduct the wrong target. Well, they're twins. Identical twins. So it's not B. The girls hadn't gotten themselves mixed up, had they? No. Had the kidnappers mistaken Maria for Hitomi? A. Yes. because they're identical twins. It's easy to mistaken identity that way. Easy. The two mere twins after all, so it wasn't inconceivable, but it's my fault that Maria was kidnapped. Kanan looked away. I contacted her before this all started. I told her about the kidnapping plan, and I gave her a GPS beacon to give to her sister so that I could track Hitomi's location after she was abducted. But my plan backfired. Maria switched places with Hitomi and let herself get taken by Alphard. Oh, she let herself get taken. Gotcha. What the hell? Why hadn't Maria taken this to the police? Or if she was so determined to protect her sister, why not just get her to leave town or something like that? There must have been some sort of accident though, Kanan continued. The GPS was never turned on after the kidnapping, and I wasn't able to track Maria down. But there was something that even Alfred hadn't counted on. Kanan cast a glance over at Tateno. This person right here, she said. So Tateno had disrupted Alfred's plan by going after Hitomi himself. Considering where it's all led, Kanan continued, Alfred must be panicking about now. We can't let down our guard. Even now, I'm sure that the mastermind is thinking of some way to fit what this man has done into the master plan. So it's a perfectly imperfect plan. Is that what you're saying? Precisely. Kanan flashed Kano in an approving grin. I said Glenn. I heard that from Stanley, Kano said. The man who drove you to the hospital earlier. That case officer, huh? Case officer? So that was it. Stanley was CIA. Now that Kano thought about it, it all made sense. Since Alfred is an arms dealer with worldwide connections, I don't know what nation might be trying to obtain the antiviral. Obviously, any country that has the viral weapon would want to prevent their enemies from obtaining it. It's no huge surprise that people are butting in trying to put a stop to Alfred's plan. Uh-oh. A tiny beeping sound caught Kano's attention. Kanan pulled a PDA from her breast pocket. Personal digital assistant. Interesting. The GPS I gave to Maria has just been powered on. Now I can find her location. Where is she? She's on the move. But why is the GPS suddenly active now? Kanan frowned. At any rate, I've told you what I know. Now tell me where Hitomi is. All right. Kano got out his phone and called Stanley. The American was quick to pick up. What's going on? Where's Hitomi? We're on our way to Indo Electronics in Dogonzaga. That's who he was talking to. He was talking to Kano. Indo Electronics? Why are you going there? Kano was familiar with the dilapidated old storefront. He had passed by the police countless times. But look, he had passed by the place countless times. Too long of a story. There's a lot that's happened, Stanley replied. How are things on your end? About as bad as they could be, but I'm getting closer to the truth. Please make sure you keep Hitomi safe. Alfred is after her blood. Her blood? Kano told Stanley what he'd heard from Kanan. I see, so that's what's going on. Once we're finished with things in Dogonzaka, I'll bring Hitomi right back to the precinct. Where is she? Kanan asked as soon as Kano had hung up. She's on her way to an electronics store in Dogonzaga. I see. Kanan checked Maria's location on her PDA. First, I need to get Maria, she said. I'll get to Hitomi after that. I'm going with you. Be my guest. With that, Kanan was off and running. Kano took one last glance at the unconscious Tateno, then hurried after Kanan as fast as he could. He ran from South Hill and Nampidai towards Shibuya Station. As they darted and weaved madly through the narrow side streets, Kanan took an occasional glimpse at her PDA. It felt to Kano like they must be taking the shortest possible route to Maria's location. He stayed quiet, keeping pace as Kanan led the way. Before he knew it, they were heading up Dogenzaka. In not too long, they'd be at Electronics. Hey, Kano called out to Kanan. What? She shouted back without turning. Are you sure this is the right area? Are you doubting the GPS? No, it's not that. Actually, I can see that GPS. Actually, can I see that GPS unit? D pointing in the direction they were headed. Yep. They weren't just running around at random, nor was the unit broken. Huh? Electronics is right up ahead, he said. What? Kanan stopped abruptly. What are you suggesting? The twins are heading for the same location? That's my guess. Still, what did that actually mean? Kanan hadn't figured that out yet. He took off running again, and before long, Electronics came into view. Kanan stopped in front of the shop door. Right here, she said, glancing again at her GPS. I knew it, Kano thought. Electronics, the same place that Tommy was headed. Guess we're all winding up together, Kanan said. Or else we've been brought together. She peered nearly at the building and its surroundings. Kano swallowed hard. We? You think you've been roped into this too? Quite possibly, Kanan flashed a winning smile and started to head into the shop. Hold on, I need to report into HQ. Kano hurriedly called Kuze on his cell. Kano, what's going on? I've located Maria Osawa. Huh? What's that? Kuze's words came out as surprised and childish. Come on. Kanan's smile turned into a steely glare. Time is critical. He nodded silently back at her. Kano, what's the location? Kuze asked. Where are you? Can't say right now, sir. Please, just leave this to me. Hey, now just hold on. But Kano ignored the director's squawking and hung up. Kanan had already entered the shop. She seemed woefully unconcerned by the idea that she might be playing right into Alphard's hands. Despite her youth, she clearly thought of herself as quite capable. Warily, he followed. After navigating a veritable cavern of junk, they came to a door that led to the living room area beyond. Kanan quietly opened the door and immediately stepped inside. The home was divided into a dwelling area and a workroom. A man's voice could be overheard from the workroom, raised in anger. Don't you want to save Suzune? Kano and Kanan crept closer. Peering through the next doorway, they saw a tense confrontation in progress. Maria and Stanley were standing there. Maria, oh shoot, was standing there looking down at a middle-aged man who had restrained Hitomi with a stun gun pressed to her throat. Dad, of course I want to help Suzune. A young man stepped into view, speaking to the older fellow. But do you think this is what she'd want you to do? Kano watched intently, tensing for an action. There was so much at risk here. He was about to barge into the workroom when Kanan grabbed him by the shoulder. Let's wait and see how this goes first, she whispered. He realized this was a good advice. They provoked the older man, things could very well take a sharp turn for the worst. They just have to hope the young man will talk him down. Oh, not yet. Keep out! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. My name is Raven from the Sky. If you enjoyed the episode, drop a like and subscribe to the channel, the series grow. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.